The North Carolina General Assembly is our state legislature. It conducts its business in Raleigh and has done so since Raleigh became North Carolina's capital in 1792. From 1792 until the 1960s, state business was conducted inside the state capitol building. The current legislative building was opened in 1963, with the Legislative Office Building being opened in 1982 to serve legislators and staff members. These days, House and Senate ceremonies are still held in the Capitol building, and the governor's offices operate there daily. 170 legislators make up the State House and State Senate. 120 representatives serve under the leadership of the Speaker of the House. 50 senators serve the Senate. The state's lieutenant governor presides over daily Senate floor sessions, but can only vote in case of a tie. The Senate President Pro Tem and the Speaker of the House of Representatives control the daily legislative agenda. They can appoint committees and decide whether or not any bill is considered for a vote. Every North Carolinian is represented by one state representative and one state senator. All legislators serve two-year terms, and unlike U.S. Congress, the General Assembly is a part-time legislature. That means lawmakers can live primarily in their home districts, stay engaged with their citizens, and help those struggling with state government services. They'll also learn of the issues at the local level they may need to address during legislative session. The General Assembly operates in two-year cycles. During odd-numbered years, the long session begins in January and can run through the summer. In even-numbered years, the short session begins in the spring and can run through the summer as well. Every legislative session requires the passage of a new state budget bill. There are two committees that write and manage the budget bill process. The Appropriations Committees decide how the state should spend its tax revenue. The Finance Committees decide which taxes and fees will be used to collect that state tax revenue. This money funds items like public education and highways across North Carolina. Budgets are written during the long sessions. Legislators fine-tune that budget during the short session. Long sessions are dominated by budget writing, but lawmakers can consider non-budget bills as well. These bills might create a new state law or change an existing one. Lawmakers receive ideas from many places, including private citizens, constituent groups, and lobbyists, but only legislators may introduce a bill. When lawmakers introduce their bill, legislative legal staff puts that idea into a proper legal form. The sponsoring legislator then files it with the principal clerk of the House or the Senate. The clerk's office will number that bill in the order in which it's received. For example, House Bill 100 would be the 100th bill filed in the House during that legislative session. The bill is introduced and assigned to a committee. Education bills, for instance, would be considered by the Education Committee. Committee hearings give the general public an opportunity to speak for and against any proposed legislation. Every bill must receive majority support in committee or it dies. But bills that do receive committee support will ultimately reach the House or Senate floor for a full debate, possible amendments, and a vote. Bills must pass 3 readings in the chamber in which it originates, then head to the other chamber and restart the process. Many times, the House and Senate will pass slightly different versions of the same bill, and when that happens, a committee of House and Senate legislators will negotiate the differences and reach a compromise. Bills that pass 3 readings in both the House and the Senate are ratified and become law, but some bills can be vetoed by the governor. When each legislative session ends, these new laws are added to the North Carolina General Statutes. Visitors are welcome to visit the General Assembly year-round and can watch proceedings from the visitor galleries when the legislature is in session, have a stake in what happens, and make a difference. This is your state, and the North Carolina General Assembly is your legislature.